this first little breakout here because it's December and we're in the middle of the holidays and no one wants to think that hard in the beginning of a meeting. So, in our first breakout today, we're just going to take a few minutes and I want you guys to discuss your favorite holiday tradition, whether it is with your family or maybe as an individual you watch Elf every year alone in under a blanket with Coco. I don't know. But what is your favorite holiday tradition? And then discuss with one another what that is just for a couple minutes and then we'll come back here and talk some more. Take it away, Jeff.
All
Throw
right,
us in the breakouts.
I'm gonna attempt to. This works here. Okay, here we go.
Did you get it?
Is it going?
It's not going.
Ow! Try this. I'm sorry. There it goes. All right. You, Luis, are you there? Okay. So I want to join in.
Oh, we're in a different group now? Oh,
All right. Well,
okay. We're back to
everybody
the main group.
enjoyed listening to each other, hearing from each other and their different traditions. Hey, so this call, we're going to be doing a lot of kind of celebrating on this last year and reflecting, on our cities. And I thought I would do is kind of start off just with love our cities as a whole, kind of celebrate a little bit with you if I could. So here's a little data that I want to share with you here. So this last year, with our cities together, we had over 24,000 volunteers volunteering that we know of, volunteering in our cities on our big volunteer day, or maybe other times as well. That equates to 110,000 volunteer hours. And then that right there equates to over $3.5 million in service that we have given to our cities. So, go everyone. I mean, isn't that amazing? Huge numbers of just so many people involved. Now, this year was our 15th year of our first city, which is Modesto. So it's been 15 years that we've been doing this thing. And then obviously over time, a lot of cities have come on board. In 15 years since we started, we've had over 272,000 volunteers, 1.2 million volunteer hours, and nearly $40 million in service to our cities. And so, man, we're making a difference, y'all. I mean, it's not just about the numbers, it's about stories, it's about individuals. But there's still something pretty to glean from of these big old numbers here. And so this last year, we've also had some new cities that have joined us. I just saw talent here from Roseville. So Love Roseville has just gotten on board. Cottonwood, Arizona, Hanoi, Vietnam, Denair, California, Escondido, California, Laverne, California, Milpitas, California, and Tacoma, Washington has joined this last year. So, and hopefully we've got more cities in the pipeline as well, ready to join as well. So this is super, super exciting. Also this last year, we launched a brand new website platform, which is huge. In our history, we've had two other platforms that were how should I say this? They worked at that time, and so it was just time, for a couple of years ago to go, hey, we really need to develop and own our own platform, so that we can make changes, we can customize this thing however you guys want it. We want to serve you, so we're going to constantly work on this thing and make changes to serve us best. So we're also working on an app right now. I've shared this, over the last few months. I saw the first version of it this last Friday. Super excited. I love the look. I love the feel. I love where this thing is going. But we're going to be working on it throughout, this next year. We're going to be testing it like crazy just to make sure that it works for you guys. And as we get closer, you guys are going to be a part of this, seeing it as well and giving your input as well. Well, let me say what we learned this last year is certainly the website platform. We learned to be patient with this app, don't release it too soon. Let's make sure we beat this thing up like crazy so that it truly works well for every city. We learned it's about year round. The volunteer day is not the end goal. It's a great way to start. It's a great way to get people out, especially people that rarely get off the couch, or rarely get out of their house. They come out that volunteer day, but man, to see people go, whoa, I need to do this more in my life. My family needs to do this more. And so continual volunteerism, continual pride in our city is really where we want to see where our cities are going to see a big change. One day doesn't change everything, but hopefully it's a great way to start. So year-round priority. We got 2 new board members this last year. Jerry Purdy from she's in Winona Lake, but she was with Love Fort Wayne. And then we've got Jay Williams, who's with Love Fullerton, has joined our board this last year. And we're hoping this next year we'll have some more new board members from around the country, and maybe around the world. We one huge win this last year, and we're still learning how to do this, is we've raised enough funds so that we can try to keep our city, what we're asking from our cities, you all, as low as possible. We're trying to raise as much funds so we don't have to make any kind of increases for another 6 years again, hopefully. We're trying to keep everything we do. We want you guys to keep your money as much as possible so that you can do the bigger work as much as possible. So I'm excited about what we've done, but we're also learning how to, keep trying to raise funds outside of here so that we can keep costs down. That's some things I'm learning and some things I'm celebrating. Any questions, any feedback or thoughts or questions that you might have? All right.
Yeah. If not, totally okay.
Jeff,
It's a lot to
Jeff, did you
process. But
say, Jeff, did you say one of the new cities was Vietnam?
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, in Hanoi, Vietnam.
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing.
Jacob is the leader there, and it's been he's really tried making it to these calls, but it is about 3 a.m. his time. And so we're like, we'll give you grace on that.
And what's crazy is I got another couple weeks ago from Amsterdam. We've had cities in Australia. I mean, so it's gonna be interesting to see where this thing goes. But the idea of love your city, it just works. It just works, and especially in a time when there's so much division in our cities, there's so much division in our world. The idea of let's come together and to love our cities like I believe God loves our cities.
Yeah. If there aren't any questions, and if you guys do have questions beyond maybe this moment, go ahead and ask us at any point. But maybe you want to know something really specific as far as Love Our Cities and what we did this year, as a team, as a network, all of the things. But we are going to kind of transition into more of a reflective time for you guys as well, myself and Jeff included as city leaders. But as we as a team, as we were just kind of looking over, like, what happened in 2023, we wanted to give you guys the opportunity to do the same thing and say, how can we celebrate? What are the things we learned? What, just kind of be able to reflect going into this last month of this year, which I don't know about you guys, but is overwhelming to me. But we're gonna do it. And so I would love for you guys to, take out a slice of paper or maybe open up your notes, whatever that looks like. And I'm going to ask just 4 questions. And I will have a pause in between so you can write your answers down. And then we'll go into our breakouts and you guys can just kind of discuss those, what you wrote down, what you're kind of reflecting on for this last year. So this first question is pretty broad, but what did you learn this year about your city? So I want you to try to get a little more specific on not just what'd you learn, but like, what about your city did you learn? So I'll pause. All right. For those of you who are speedy, I will ask the next one. What was your biggest challenge as a team? This could be a project. Maybe it was a person. Maybe it was, just your biggest challenge as a team this year. And then number 3, what are 2 highlights that you're taking into this next year? And then lastly, is what is your first action step going into 2024? So maybe based off of what you learned or something that didn't work, something that worked. What's the action step that you want to take into 2024? Give you guys just a few more moments, and then Jeff is going to throw us back into our breakout rooms. And I want you guys to discuss your answers with one another. I think it's a good way to reflect, celebrate, and potentially be accountable with one another, and saying, this is what I want to do. This was hard. This was great. All right, Jeff, send us away.
Okay. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed hearing from each other and just some of the joys and the challenges that we all face. We're all in this together. I mean, we're all in different cities, but we definitely face some different challenges and some same challenges and some different joys, some same joys as well. Hey, I want to do this. We've got 5 minutes left, and I appreciated Dawn in the chat shared a couple things. Hey, here's a couple things to address. And I got thinking, like next year, topic wise, does anybody have any suggestions on what would you like to see addressed during these meetings? What topics, how can we best serve you, and what we do during these times so that you feel like this was 45 minutes worth my time. So just, if you can just jump, I'm going to take notes here, give some ideas and topics, or, Dawn's got, finding sponsors, websites, walking through the websites, all the new updates to the website that we made this last year, walking through those. Anyone else have any suggestions? Or type away in the chat. That's fine too. Is it good?
In our little group, Joetta mentioned that she had a church liaison, and I went, "Oh my gosh, what is a church liaison?" Is that right, Joetta? Did I say that right? Okay, and so she's got a committee. What's a committee? I have no idea what a committee is. No, I'm just kidding. But it would be great to. What is an ideal planning team have on it, and what are the job descriptions of those individuals? If you could wave a wand and have the perfect team, what would that be?
So I do want to refer to you, if I could, to our city leaders manual, which is at lovercities.org.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, you're gonna make me read something?
I'm gonna have to. I have in there here's the ideal team, having someone who could lead projects, someone get a project, someone who could.
Well, see for the new people, they need you to say it.
Okay. No, it is good, because we do need to refer to our resource page at lovercities.org/city leaders. We've worked super hard on that this could be something that y'all could utilize, and project ideas, navigating a website, marketing ideas, sponsor ideas. I mean, so a lot of these questions I think are dealt with on that page, but it's also good to have a discussion about it. I mean, it's one thing to put it on a page. It's also good to talk about it and to banter back and forth.
I think you learn things as you go along too, so it's good to reflect back.
No, for sure. I mean, we're all in a different place. A year ago, we're in a different place now. And so a year ago, we might have read something or read it and go that doesn't really apply to me, but maybe now it would. Now, these are some, I love in the chat here, these are some great ideas here. So Danielle and I we're planning this next year. And the way we're planning this is we want to serve you guys. We want all of our topics, our discussions to be super helpful and super relevant, and not just about the volunteer day. That's one thing that we do, but how do we better serve our communities year round? How do we better, meet the needs year round? And some of us can't. We can only do so much, just hours and time that we have. But at least we want to, cast that vision of how to best, care and love for our cities. Okay, we're going to keep that list, and we'll be meeting here in January. By the way, in January we're meeting not the first. Let me get this right here. Not January 2nd. Or January 3rd. We're going to meet January 10th, the second Wednesday in January. Okay, and we'll be sending emails out, reminders, and all that. But second Wednesday in January 10th. But before then, Danielle, we're going to be meeting on this and hopefully coming up with a plan for all next year on topics and things that we're going to address. Appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Hope you have the best holiday season, and celebrating the why we do what we do is because a baby was born here. All right, y'all. Have a great day today.